Alright gang, welcome back to our frugal millionaire challenge on Mazo. You can see it clearly was the trailer because I am dumping wood chips from this. No problem whatsoever. It's having no issues at all, just dumping them. So, we now know for a fact that it wasn't anything to do with the actual production itself. It's just that trailer, for whatever reason, it did not want to dump. So there you go. We got that, I guess, now. So, while it may not be the smartest thing to do, I guess, for now, we're still going to probably stick, for the most part, with utilizing this to dump it in there. But now we know that if we get a new trailer in the future, whenever we're doing wood chips, right, it's going to help us because we can just dump it in there more than likely, as long as this doesn't have the same issues that one over there does. Because eventually we'll get a different one there, right? We'll get a bigger one for wood chips because it'll save us a bunch of time. But for now, we can stick with this, and that means we can just go ahead and dump this out here. Oh boy, now we're stuck. Come on, there you go. And that means we can utilize this now, because we bought it, and we really haven't utilized it. It's just been sitting there holding on to wood chips the whole time. So that's good. But again, welcome to day 2, gang. We have 21,732. Couple of notes. I turned on the vegetable juice to auto-selling. The price really doesn't fluctuate that much. I also turned our other wood production that has furniture and planks onto auto-selling. A little bit more fluctuation, but it's not too bad. We still do not have the charcoal on auto-selling because that fluctuation is insane. The same with the grape juice. I think the olive oil we probably could turn on to auto, but for now we'll leave it be. But today is a busy day. We've got 2 more fields to harvest. We've got to pick up all the straw off the ground, likely turn it into silage bales, like I mentioned. Some of the silage bales may be ready to sell today, which is really good, because that'll give us some more profit, which we could certainly use. And I think the amount of money we get today, I think, knock on wood here, it should be enough for us to probably pay off our loan. And while I want to try to upgrade some stuff like this harvester, for example, I still think paying the loan off is probably the first smart bet for us to do. At this point, we've got enough land, we've got enough things going on here. So I think that's what we're going to aim for here, is to pay off the loan. Hopefully today. I don't remember how much we have left. 150, actually we're not going to be able to pay it off. For some reason I thought we only had 21,000 of loan, but that's the balance we have. So I looked at that wrong before we started this episode, so bear with me for a minute. I apologize, gang. If you watched the episode previous to today, so the Erlingrat episode, I'm doing these back to back. I'm a little behind, I told you that. I actually only had one video ready to go this week. This is Sunday I'm doing this, and so yeah, I'm a little behind. I only had the Monday video done, and I normally like to have 5 videos ready to go. They may not all be edited, but at least recorded, in case something does occur. So obviously something has occurred, and this is the reason why I do that, right? So, I mean, I'm a little bit behind here, but at least I had some videos loaded up, or we would have had to miss some days, and that really would have put a wrench and been able to try to conclude or finish, should I say, our series, right? So, in any case, we're going to go around the headland here like we typically normally do. We are dropping straw again, because again, we're going to make these into silage bales, more than likely. I think we have enough straw and grass and everything else, so we might as well turn them into silage bales and make some money off of it. Now, we could potentially turn it into TMR, since we have some of this stuff going now. Once the grass is ready to mow, right, we can get some hay, but maybe get cows. I've talked about that a couple of times, but we'll see. We'll see. We probably, I don't know, we probably won't do cows. Maybe we'll do pigs. I don't know. We got cows going, well, soon. They're not going yet, but soon enough, we're going to have cows going on the Alone in the World Pioneer Challenge. So, we might not do cows on this series. May seem like we are, you know, pretty far away, but I think we're actually pretty close to finishing this series, honestly. We've got a lot of crop in there in our silo ready to be sold, and we're just kind of waiting for the winter months, right? And then we can get rid of some more trees too, if and or when we buy more land, because we will. Hell, we might even buy land today, since that my little idea has gone out the window, right? Who knows? Who knows? Probably not. We probably won't have enough to do it. So we'll probably just end up paying some of the loan off. It just won't be the full amount. But the silage should give us good money, and that's the reason why I was saying pay off the loan. But if it was around like 40 or 50,000 left on the loan, which is what I thought we had, then I think we would have probably been able to do so today. But not 150,000. We won't be able to do that one today, unfortunately. But how's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. Swell. All those other words you might want to put in place of well. Things are going all right here. They're going all right. Besides being a little bit behind on where I like to be as far as my videos go, I'm doing okay. Things are good. Now, I talked about at the end of the Erlenglad episode, the one before this one, but you may not have watched all the way through, or maybe you just don't watch that series. So I'm going to talk about it briefly here at the beginning here, just to make sure I cover my bases here. So I had talked about originally about trying to throw in another mini-series before FS25 comes out. I still want to do it. I just don't know if we're going to be able to do it. I might have... I guess how I'll put it is I might have strived too big, and I don't think we're going to have the time. So I mentioned on that series, the Erlenglad series, they were probably going to do less than 15 episodes on it because we're not going to have enough time to get everything done, I don't think. Given the fact that FS25 comes out early November. And some of you may know if you watch my other channel, and if you don't, well, you'll know now, I guess, or if you watched the last episode, you'll know, the Erlenglad episode. But I got married about a year ago, little less than a year ago. We didn't take a honeymoon or anything like that, so we're going to take that honeymoon this year. We saved up some money, basically, is what we were doing. So I'll be gone for 2.5 weeks in October. So right before FS25 comes out. So that's the dilemma that I'm running into now, right? So if I decide to do this other series, I have to start it early enough that I can get them all recorded and ready to go. Because I'm about to have these videos recorded 2.5 weeks in advance at a minimum. Really, I would probably want 3 weeks of videos loaded up, which is a lot. Now, obviously, it's October, so it's a ways away, but you get what I mean. I've got to have a lot of videos done and loaded up. And really, I probably want, 2 or 3, maybe even 5. Like I said, 3 weeks maybe worth 2 or 3 extras, 4 or 5 extra, whatever, videos when I get back, because I probably am going to be exhausted and tired because I'm going to be completely on a different time zone at that point. I'm going to be used to that. I'm going to come back here, trying to get used to this time zone. Missing work for a long time. I'm going to have a lot to catch up on, so probably smart for me to have a few more, right? But I guess we'll see how it goes. But really where I'm getting at, I kind of went on a rant there, but where I'm getting at with this is I don't know if we're going to be able to get that other series going or not. It may have to just carry that challenge that I have that I'm not going to give away. It's going to be a surprise kind of thing. We may have to carry that into FS25 and do it on one of the FS25 maps, which I'm fine by. It would mean that the actual series itself would be longer than just a mini-series, so I'd have to probably modify a few things and maybe add some other things to it. But we'll see. We'll see. Now, my members will have the first crack at, their thoughts on the couple of challenges that I have in my mind, ideas that I have in my mind, so they'll be able to give the first crack at which one they would like to see first. And then it'll kind of, go from there, right? And they're going to get the first crack at a bunch of maps to narrow it down with, and then you all get a choice to pick a map that you want to see it on once we have the actual challenge defined. So it's one of the perks of being a member on the channel, I guess, right? They get a little early access into what my mind is thinking and where it's coming, and they get a little more input into what they want to see and what I bring to all of you. So that'll be coming soon enough, but it probably won't be for a little while. I would think even if I decide to start that series, it's not going to be till mid to late September, I would think, right? That would give me some time to get some of those recorded too. So if we do it, that's probably when it'll be. But we'll see, right? We'll see how things go, and make our decision there. Now, I believe, yeah, it's the worker's full over there, so I need to go grab this one, which is why I started that, and get that unloaded so the worker can continue doing the root crop harvest. Now, we have to go back and touch that up today, too. So we've got the field over there we're actively harvesting. We have this field back here that we created, and then our root crop field, all to finish. Plus, pick up all the straw off the ground. We don't have to cultivate anything today. We'll probably wait and save the cultivating for another day. But we can, I think there's something we can put in the ground, so we probably want to consider doing that too. I could be wrong on that. I might be wrong, actually. It might not be till the next month. No, we can put canola in the ground. So I kind of want to put some canola in, so probably need to get a worker also going, or at least us or something. Maybe just do the worker, have the worker do the harvesting since we did harvesting a lot in the last episode. Perhaps that's what we go for, right? Is we just take care of the straw bales, the silage bales, and the drilling. Perhaps that's what we end up doing here. Because I'd like to get some canola on the ground, and honestly, I think, even though it might, I said I wasn't going to do it, I think I'm actually going to combine this skinny field and this big field together. It's going to be a really big field, I understand that, but I think I'm going to do it because I think eventually we're going to take away some of this area down here, some of this flat area down here for yard expansion. Now, I did talk about, moving the, oh, this is, oh, there we go, perfect. I was going to say this isn't going to work. I did talk about removing the house and the, the pond and everything and moving those out of the way, and I still think we will do that as long as we have the time to do it. But for whatever reason, if we don't, we can start cutting into this land over here, right? If we expand this field. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to expand the field. So, long story short, we've got a lot to accomplish today. I mean, a lot to accomplish. Will we get it all done? I doubt it. We probably won't get all the straw up off the ground, if I'm honest with you. But we're going to attempt it, right? We're going to attempt to get as much as we can done here. So I'm going to get this turned around here. I'm going to put a worker on this. And we can get ourselves started, hopefully, on drilling some canola in some of these fields. Now, I don't know if I'll put it in every field. It'll probably just be, I think we only have a few fields actually cultivated up right now. So I might just do all the fields we have cultivated up. Because canola makes a lot of money and we can turn it into canola oil, right? So we're actually going to use the Fent here, even though it's over here and kind of just hanging around. We're going to use this one. Actually, let me look at these other bales. These won't be ready, but these might be, or they're getting close. They are ready. These are all silage. So we can turn these in and make some money off of those, which is good. That's what I talked about I wanted to do. These will not be ready, so we'll have to take care of those another day. But let me get the cultivation out, the cultivator out, and get cultivating and combining these two fields. It's going to be a large field. Very, very large field. But I think it's worth it. Originally I said I was going to keep them separate, but I think we're going to combine them. And originally I thought, well, maybe I'll turn this field right here, this skinny field here, into the root crop field, but I want to get all those root crops out, the carrots out, and I want to put well, probably, well, wheat and barley are going to take around the same amount as canola, so I'll probably put canola in that field too, honestly. Why not, right? Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. So this will be a very large field, and this will actually be the first time we've actually drilled the entire field, right? Because we had some trees up here last time, and so you can see the difference on the ground up there. They're not. It's still got some of the twigs and everything on the ground. We don't have the drill hasn't gone through here yet to resolve that. So. Looks good to me. We're going to call that done. And I think... Actually, you know what? if I move those bales now, I can put a worker on cultivating this. I can help finish the root crops. And then that we'll have that field already cultivated then. I don't have to worry about it. I could start drilling this field right now, but I think we'll wait and drill it here in a little bit. Let me move these bales. Let me get these bales out of the way. I'm going to have to utilize the wheel loader to move them. Since our bale loader is not working. And I think it's because they're silage bales. I know one of you mentioned that in the comments, and I agree with you. I think that's the reason why, but... As a matter of fact, we wanted to expand this field too, didn't we? We did want to expand this field. Hold on a second. Let me expand this field too. We're getting all kinds of stuff done. Workers complete. Which workers complete? Oh, maybe I turned on a worker on accidentally. Maybe that's... Yeah, that's what I did. Never mind. Blah, blah, blah. Ignore me. This will be a nice little expansion for this field. I mean, it's not going to be anything crazy, but it'll be a nice expansion. Still a tiny field. We can make this our root crop field, honestly, if we wanted to. Maybe that's what we end up doing. That's a thought right there, because we could move all the root crop stuff over to here along with the grass stuff. We may have a new plan here. We'll have to think about it. I have to consider it, I guess is what I should say. Not even think about it, just consider it. So I'll tell you what, gang, I've kind of talked a lot about what we're going to do and what I want to accomplish here. It's time to put in a time lapse here and let's get some work done. This might be a long time lapse, so bear with me if it is, but we're going to get this stuff done. And we're going to be happy when it's all done, too. Let me drop these off here and let me get this done here. I'll get the bales moved, and then we'll start the time lapse. All right, that was a very long time-lapse gang. Probably one of the longest we've ever done. Honestly, it might be. It really might. That might be the longest one we've ever done. But we got a lot done, as you can see. And I believe... You know what? I should go check off camera. But I believe I saw one of the guys utilizing a auto-load trailer for bales. Only for bales. Specifically just for bales in this series. I'm going to double-check that. Because if they do, or they were... Which I'm pretty sure I saw somebody. I don't remember which one it was, but I'm pretty sure I saw somebody utilizing it. Or maybe even if they didn't, maybe we'll just make a one-time exception here. And I don't go off camera. Maybe I go one-time exception now and go ahead and do an auto-load trailer just to pick up all these bales and get them out of the way. Since our bale loader doesn't work for silage bales, right? Maybe we make a one-time exception for that. I don't think it's too cheaty. I think we've done enough by hand already at this point, right? I don't think it's too cheaty. I don't know. I'll think about it, I guess, while I complete the rest of this field. I'm going to get this field baled up. We won't do another time-lapse on this or anything like that, but we'll get the field baled up. We got to get the rest of the root crops up as well. I'll probably show you that on camera here in just a second. I'll flip over to that really quick and get that done. There's not much left there, so we want to get that done so we can cultivate that field up and then put something in there. Probably not going to put canola in there. I'll probably wait and do the next month wheat or barley or something. I am going to put canola in the small field over there that we expanded, because that might end up being our root crop field for a while here. Don't know that for sure, but I'm kind of changing my mind. I had the root crops set up for there, and I still kind of think I want to keep them there, but maybe we do 2 root crops, right? One there and then one over across the road. I don't know. I've got to think about it a little bit more. It would be good to get 2 root crops going, I think, because if we were able to, well, I don't think we're going to be able to, but I was going to say if we were able to plant them at different time periods, it would be nice because we could have the carrots, you know, going and have some carrots left over, and then we'd have another harvest going in there of another root crop, whether it's beets or parsnip, whatever. But I don't think, I think the growing patterns are the same for them. Well, you can grow carrots 1 month longer. So I guess if we did it, if we started, you know, beets, carrots, or if we started beets or parsnip in April and then waited to do the carrots in July, that might work. Because I think it's about a 4 or 5 month growing period. I think it's 4 months, 4-month growing period for root crops. So that could work. That might be the way we have to go about it, but we're not going to be able to put any root crops in for a while anyway. So might as well put, you know, canola and or wheat and barley within August and September. Might as well go ahead and get all of that done, right? I think it's a no-brainer for us to do that. Alright, so we'll just stop it there for now. Let's get the rest of this picked up here. There's some scraps here. I probably could put a worker on it, but there's really not much left here, so we can go ahead and do it ourselves. Very, very busy day today. It's going to be a long episode. Very long episode here, for sure. I don't know what the time is right now. I really wasn't paying attention, but it's got to be... Whew, we've got to be damn near an hour already of time, counting the time-lapse and everything, because the time-lapse was like 24 minutes, 23 minutes of real time, something like that. So that's going to be a 6 or 7 minute time-lapse, 7-minute time-lapse probably. Pretty long time-lapse. We got a lot done, though. The worker, for a while there, I was getting ready to put the Fint on drilling that field, and then I'm like, wait a minute. We haven't utilized the Gator for a while, and that is something we started with, and this is like a hybrid Gator challenge. And since we haven't used it in a while, and the Gator can do the drilling, why not have the Gator do the drilling? So that's what we decided to do. Still disappointed in this field. So that's why I'm saying we have to put not root crops in these fields first until they've actually had another cereal crop in there for one time, where there's no more root crops going in any of these fields we make, because you don't get a full yield out of it. It just, even though you drive over it and it says it's got something in it, there's nothing in the ground because of the weeds and the branches and everything. It's annoying. So I think we'll put wheat probably in this field. So that'll probably be either the next episode or the following one, right? We've got a lot of cultivation and stuff to do. I want to get one more field put in with canola. It'll probably be the other one across the street there, the small one across the street that we expanded in this episode. That'll probably be canola. Honestly, I kind of wanted to make this big field canola here too, but because we still have a lot of fields to drill, but I don't know if that's actually going to come to fruition here. I don't think we're going to have the time to do it because I've got to get the rest of that straw picked up, and then not only that, but I've also got to get it cultivated and then put a drill on it. So it might be one of those situations where we let it start from the worker start doing it, and then, you know, let the worker just carry on off camera between now and the next episode. Might be one of those situations for us. Got some eggs growing. Got some eggs populating there from the chickens, so that's nice. We could buy some more chickens probably, but I don't think we need to right now. Let's get that unloaded. This worker's full again, so we need to go get this. This field's almost done too. And we have that field over there to drill too. We got a lot of things to drill. Maybe we just do... Maybe we don't worry about the bigger field. Maybe we do the small field across the way and then that field there. Maybe we make all of those canola. I think that's probably what we'll end up doing. And then the next episode, we can get the rest of the straw up off the ground here, cultivate some more fields, and the next 2 episodes, right? Because we'll have September day 1, September day 2. We're going to utilize both of those days for sure. Get the rest of the straw up, get them cultivated, get them drilled, right? We only have 1 drill right now, so we can only do so much anyway. He's nearly done. I don't know if he didn't get all of it, because there's trees and stuff in the way, but here, you know what? I'm just going to take over for him now. We'll do the rest of this ourselves. Now, I forgot about the bag of seed that I had sitting over there, so I bought seed for this, but, you know, we're going to need it again anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay. Or don't drop down the drills. That's fine. Don't listen to me. There we go. This is going to give us a lot of canola. This is going to give us a lot of canola. Which is good, because we can put it in the production to make canola oil. Especially when it's the slower months. And honestly, I need to do some more research on it. I think I've talked about it before, but I'll bring it up again. It might be more beneficial just to do the canola oil than just to sell the canola outright when it's best to sell it. You know what I mean? I probably should do some more research on that. I would suspect that's probably the case most of the time. Except for maybe one brief period of the month where the prices are astronomically good for canola. But I would suspect that's kind of the case. All right, this field's nearly done. We'll jump back here on this field back here and get that one starting going. And then I can start working on cleaning everything else up over here, right? We've got more straw and everything else to pick up. I've got to get rid of the rest of the carrots, drop those off, put everything away. Well, there's a lot to do here. I checked the time. It's not as bad as I thought it was, actually. I thought we were going to be looking at, you know, an hour plus already, but we're probably about 45-ish minutes in here. A little less than that, probably 35 minutes, but somewhere around there. And I didn't calculate it perfectly. I just briefly looked at the timestamp recordings that I made, and that's about the time of what it looks like. After you factor in a time lapse on the really long one, somewhere around in there. All right, this field's drilled. Very good. Well, you know what? I better double check and make sure that the worker didn't miss anything up here. And down here, because I really didn't look. But looks like they did a pretty decent job here. Yeah, it's fine. Everything's good. All right. So let's go fill this up first. Let's get rid of this bag, first of all. Okay, we're not going to get rid of the bag. I lied to you. There's still plenty in the bag, evidently. Alright, now we can head over there and get that thing drilling. Actually, while we're here, you know what? Let's look at canola oil and see what the price is. I'm going the wrong way. Actually, here, we can do it this way. Canola's best November-ish 1267 average. And if we look at canola oil, 2020. So yeah, you're definitely going to get more for your money if you drop it in there. It's going to take longer, but you're definitely going to get more for your money. And our canola oil, here we go. There's no canola in there right now, so we need to put some canola in there if we have any. I don't even know if we have any right now, but yeah, you probably make more in the long run doing that. Since right now we're not necessarily really hurting for, I mean, we don't have a ton of money, but we're not really hurting for money, and we've got enough stuff to offset the loan, right? The radio tower over there is pretty much offsetting the fees on the loan. So if you factor all that in, we're not really hurting for money. Now we are if we want to finish the series anytime soon, but this series probably still has another month or two, probably 2 months, honestly, minimum. Probably won't be even close to thinking about being done until September, end of September, end September, something like that. I would think that would be a time period where we're probably a little bit closer to $1 million in the bank. Because like I said, we got a lot in the silos, so it's going to make us a lot of money. The thing I got to be careful with, and I always have this issue, just before I was even doing videos on YouTube for Farming Simulator, of putting too much into a production and it can't get through all of it whenever I'm ready to end the series or move on to the next map or whatever it may be, right? I sometimes get in a habit or an issue of putting too much in there. I'm trying to do better in this series, if you haven't noticed. That's why I haven't put a whole lot into the canola oil factory, because I'm pretty positive. Let me quickly look here. I could go to the menu, but let's just do it here. Yeah, we got 10,000 canola in there. So I'll probably put the rest of that canola in there since we're making so much canola now here today. We're putting so much in today. Probably do that. Just put the rest of it in there, because that'll make us good money. And it'll probably chew through most, if not all of that, by November, I would think, given the circumstances of what we've seen so far. So we're going to go finish going around the headland here again in a second, and then I'm going to flip this to a worker. And then, like I said, we'll go over, start working on getting the rest of this stuff put away. For example, I've got to get the rest of that field harvested. And then get all the carrots and stuff put away. Start getting some more bales done. There's a lot of things still to accomplish in August before we run out of time here. So, a lot to do. I'll realign this for the worker here. I'm hoping that's enough, but those trees down there are probably going to cause a little mayhem for him, and we'll probably have to touch up whatever's remaining, right? And that's fine. We can do that. So I don't like doing 2 time lapses in a video most of the time. Well, I guess not liking it. It's not the correct word. I try not to. I try to just keep 1 time lapse, and especially with how long of a time lapse we already did, I'm kind of not really leaning towards doing another one, but I think I'm going to. Well, I say not leaning towards. I just said I was not leaning towards it, and then I said I was going to do it. I'm not. I don't really like the idea of doing it, I guess is how I should have said it, but I'm going to do it anyway. We're going to get this field done and a few other things done. It'll be a much shorter time lapse, I assure you, much shorter. But let's get a little time lapse in here, and let's get the rest of this done. All right, gang, another time lapse done there. We started drilling the field across the way. I also started having the worker recultivate that field. I'm actually going to drill the field with canola today. We're going to do it too. So I just want to get it out of the way. I want to get it done. And that'll help us in the long run, big time, because we have so many other fields to take care of in the next 2 episodes. As far as the bales go, the silage bales, I talked about selling them today. I think we'll just wait. I know I've changed my mind back and forth here a lot, but I think we're going to wait because, I mean, they don't really fluctuate that much. It's like $30 or $40 worth of fluctuation. But they're pretty much the worst time to sell them right now, so let's just wait, and then if we want to do that one-time, you know, auto-load trailer, I'll check everything, I guess, off camera between now and the next episode. I'll check and make sure that I was correct, but if we want to do that, that way we can just get them all done at the same time when they're all ready, right? Now, I understand there's probably going to be a lot more because the grass field will be ready here soon, but we probably won't, even though the grass field's ready, we probably won't do anything with it until we have nothing else going on, right? That's the reason why we have the grass field, is when we're in the off-season months and there's not a whole lot going on, we can at least mow the grass and do the grass stuff. So, I mean, I'd like to do it all together, right? But we just won't have the time, unfortunately, to do all that. So, I don't think I mentioned it, but you probably noticed that I also did bump the bale size back up on these, so it takes more time before you drop one out, which is good overall. I think it's a little bit less to manage. So I think the both workers are done, it looks like. So let's take a look. Yeah, he's definitely done. I'll flip this one around, put it away, and then we'll go grab the drill, and we'll get the worker drilling this field. We'll do a little bit of it, like we normally do, a little headland pass, and then have the worker do the rest. Been a very, very productive day, though, today. Very productive. We've got so much accomplished today. It's crazy how much we got accomplished today. He just left it in an awkward spot there, didn't he? Now we got to deal with Walter and Byron running across us. Easy, Walter. Easy, buddy. Actually, you know what? I didn't even check to see how the worker did there. I need to look. He didn't even finish it. Ugh. Stupid workers. I'm telling you what. Put it back on a worker. Maybe that extra headland pass there will help. Hopefully. Actually, they might get stopped again because of the tree. They seem to not like these trees for some reason. They seem to think they're actual real trees. Yep, he's gonna get stopped again. So we'll just do it. Now this canola should be ready to harvest not for a while, so not until next year. Oof. These are going to be in here for a while. That's okay. That's alright. I mean, everything is not going to be ready to harvest till next year, so oh well. That's why we got the grass field, and that's why we're going to hopefully have the money in the winter to be able to buy more stuff if we need to. I mean, we need to start saving money for sure. We need to start saving towards that $1 million, but... And we always can do contracts, right? We really haven't done a contract in a long, long time on this series because we've had so much to do. We've had the money, we've been able to buy stuff ourselves, so we really haven't had to do one, but when the time comes, we can certainly do that. I don't know if there's any out there today or not that are worth it. Harvesting and cultivating. Cultivating, maybe. Harvesting, possibly, too. Depending on what you're harvesting. If it's soybeans, that might be worth it. Because they're just... Soybeans, I think, are June, July, something like that. Oat, wheat. But there's not going to be any soybeans because it's not time to harvest soybeans. So never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Carrots, possibly. Threw this back on a worker for a minute. I'm going to let the worker finish that really quick. So let's continue our baling here. And then we can bring the worker over here. Start on that field, and that's how we can kind of end this episode. Alright, worker's done. Let's flip this around and get started on the other field here, gang. And then, yeah, we'll end the episode at that point. Nice long one. You guys were asking for one, and you got one. You got a couple, actually, lately. A couple long ones. I'm so happy we kept those trees there. Oh, speaking of the trees, this is a little late in the episode. Nobody might even be paying attention or watching now, but I did download... I'll show it to you before we end this episode. I did download the decorative trees that you guys were talking about that I should be able to put down, you know, and it shouldn't limit me. It did limit me, so that's not going to work either, unfortunately. So why is nothing going away on this one? They were going away on the other one, but they're not going away on this one. See? All that stuff's still there. I don't know if this is even going to fix it, gang. The other ones, they were going away when I was drilling. This one, and they're not going away. See? That's not good. If it happens again with this, then there's just something wrong with this area here, and we might end up just turning this area into an extension to the farm. Instead of removing the house, maybe we use this area if it does the same thing, which is kind of what it seems like. And I wonder if it's because I put the root crop, I drilled root crops in it first. I wonder if that's the reason. The only other way to do it that I'm aware of is what Farmer Mike taught us, and that's to put the grass down. But it would cost an arm and a leg. Look at all the weeds and everything in there. That'd probably cost me $5,000, $6,000 just to do that. That's not worth it. I'll just take the loss in the crop. That's really weird. Really, really weird. It doesn't really make any sense. Why does it work on other ones but not on this one? It has to be something to do with the root crops. That is bizarre. Wow. Well, I might have just put canola in here for no reason then. Oh well. Oh well, we're putting canola in anyway, so I guess we'll find out next month, I suppose, right? We'll see when it germinates what it looks like. But we're going to leave the episode there, gang, so I hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe button if you're new. It's free. It helps me out a ton. If you have any thoughts, questions, or comments, or ideas, feel free to let me know down below in the comments, and I'm happy to get back to you on those. And, yeah, because look, I see exactly what the problem is. It's not going to. It still thinks there's something in the ground. Maybe you can't see it from this angle. Here you go. See that? It still thinks it's a root crop. Oh, man. Really? Wow. Well, that sucks. Alright, well, anyway, we'll leave it there, gang. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, I'll catch each and every single one of you in the next episode.